So, gonna do another flying in the living room video. I think you'll see, maybe compared to my first video, that I'm a little more comfortable flying this now. But I've got some questions, and I'd love to get some feedback from you guys if you want to post the answers or any responses you have in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. A couple things too. When I've learned that the GPS mode, I usually always fly in the GPS mode, but I'd love to know what other people fly in. I've never used the ATTI or the ATTI. And then over here on the left, like the CL and the HL, I'd love to get a little more feedback on that. Usually, I just fly in the GPS, and then I think it's, when you calibrate the GPS setting when you start, I always seem to do that. Does everybody do that the first time? So does everybody calibrate the GPS the first time they, or every time they fly, or do they just do it every few times? I'd love to hear some feedback about that. Okay, so do most people grab it like that when they are done flying it, or do they actually land it? Because I've seen people doing both. For me, it seems like it's a lot easier to just reach out and grab it. The other thing too is that sometimes, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but it's basically both of the joysticks are down to the interior corners to get basically the props going. But I've noticed sometimes when I go to stop it, that if I'm just using the one like the book says, it doesn't always stop. I have to sometimes use two, just as if I was starting it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Usually when I start, it's both of them go down like that. But I've also noticed sometimes that when I'm trying to stop it, I also have to do both down. So I'm just wondering if anybody else has had that issue. I'm definitely more comfortable flying it than I was a couple months ago when I got this. Of course, because I'm videotaping this, the props are turning off every time with just one of the joysticks, but I swear, maybe I'm just not getting them all the way into the center. The one thing I definitely want to add pretty soon is the FPV, and I'm going to buy a couple more batteries just so that I have more options available and I don't have to You know, they say 24, 26 minutes on a charge, and that's probably pretty close to accurate, but other than that, I've been really happy with this. This is the DJI Phantom 2, and I've got the Hero 3, like the black GoPro on here, and haven't had any issues with it. You can see some, I've hit a few leaves, nothing major. It really kind of just treated it like a weed whacker. And also today I was actually downtown here in San Diego, and I flew it out of the balcony of a condominium project on the 14th floor, and it kind of freaked me out because as soon as I flew out, there were like 3 or 4 seagulls that came and were just totally investigating this thing, and I thought they were going to hit it, and that's all it was going to take, you know, just to lose its lift and go crashing down to the bushes there on the side of the building. For me, I've kept, this is the little paper display. It's almost like a little cheat sheet that tells you up and down and turning right, turning left, forward, back, left, right. I've kept this on there just because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a quick, easy cheat sheet, and I don't know if anybody else has kept it on there, but it's definitely been handy for me. Sometimes if I don't have the GoPro pitched down enough, you'll see the top of the blades in some of the videos. So it's kind of you know, it's a little bit of an experimental process just to keep the camera angled down just enough so the blades don't show up. But other than that, and wanting to go out and add the first person view option, which I want to do here shortly, this thing's been pretty awesome. It's it's pretty easy to fly, as you saw. I just flew it in the living room here, which isn't very big. The only other thing I would suggest is that if you ever get into a situation when you're flying and you feel like you're getting too close to something or something's making you a little bit nervous, just go up. Just hit up on the stick and just go up as high as you can to get out of that threat or that issue that you're experiencing. Obviously, if you've got something above you, that won't work, but I've been out and about and I've gotten close to some trees or the side of a house or whatever it was, and I just hit the up, and I mean, this thing really moves. It was up and out of there in no time. So that would be my biggest suggestion. The only other thing I would suggest maybe considering is if you're new to flying these and you don't feel totally comfortable yet, then I would consider maybe just keeping your GoPro off and also keeping the gimbal off, because look, you've got a $900+ drone here. You've got a couple $100 invested in the gimbal, and then in my case, you've got another $400 invested in your GoPro. So if you crash and you go right into the side of the wall, at least you won't lose the GoPro or the gimbal. Obviously you're still going to lose the majority of your expense, but that would be my biggest suggestion. And then obviously once you get more comfortable flying, then you can put the GoPro on there and do whatever you want to do. Other than that, I don't know, I've thought about maybe painting this, putting some decals on it, but I don't know, it's pretty perfect as it is, and I'm kind of superstitious. The second I go out and paint it, I'll probably put it in the side of a wall. So anyways, that's my kind of summary after owning this for 2 months. I don't really have much else to share. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I'll post links to other videos I've made in the description of this video if you want to check out those other videos. I do a lot of videos for different homes around San Diego. And again, if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them in the comments. And if you can answer some of the questions that I had, I'd love to hear your responses. So hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Say goodbye. Adios, adios, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Yeah.